Hey there YouTube, Vinny here for another Cap of the Week, and this week we're going to take a look at the crazy designs of the Chicago White Sox in the 1980s. So what you see in front of you are the home styles of the 1982 to 1986 Chicago White Sox caps. Now this was during the time when Bill Veeck owned the team and later on the current owner Jerry Reinsdorf. And if you know anything about Bill Veeck, he was probably the master promoter of baseball. The guy found a way of getting people to the stands, whether it was signing a 4'9" midget to play baseball, disco demolition night, wearing shorts during a major league game. He really knew how to draw the fans. And so my guess is, even though he had sold the team, this Sox logo, which the team started using in 1976, was definitely a head turner. And we'll take a look. Now the one on your left you'll see here is a New Era cap, and the one on your right is your Roman Pro cap. And so at the time there were individual licenses, so I think from year to year teams were free to go from one cap maker to another. It's not necessarily what it is today, where New Era is the only supplier of caps. So we take a look. They're pretty much the same design. You can see maybe if it's the Sox design's a little bit lower in the Roman Pro, and this is it might be hard to see, but this is more of a lighter shade of blue versus this is like a midnight blue, almost like it looks black. But otherwise, they're pretty much the same caps. And so let's take a look. Now, the Chicago White Sox New Era cap. This is a cap from the 1980s, probably 1984, I would put my guess, 83, 84. And Chicago White Sox were one of the teams that switched to gray first over the other teams. A leather sweatband here, as you see. And we can take a look at the tags. Official licensee, Major League Baseball. This is their old New Era DuPont visor, weatherized logo, and their size. And it's a pretty solid cap. It's 7/3/8, so it's a little bit big for me, but I figured why not. The White Sox were one of the last teams, along with the San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers, to switch from leather sweatbands to cloth sweatbands. So, this, my guess is 83 for this cap. So 83 was the year also they won the AL West, and they went to the American League Championship Series. Now we look at the Roman Pro. It's pretty much the same cap as I said earlier. Also a gray underbrim. You can see like their visors are a little bit shaped differently. Like this is more of a perfect curve, and this is kind of more like edgy, a little boxier. But this is one of Roman Pro's older logos. Even though they primarily make Cooperstown caps, they were suppliers to teams of on-field caps for a little bit in the 80s. See, water repellent, 100% wool, Brockton, Massachusetts. And their Major League logo, if you can see it here, here's their Major League logo, if you can see it right there. And it's essentially the same cap, I think. I mean, both the fronts of the caps have trucker-style mesh. So this is a nylon front and then wool fabric otherwise. And this one's actually in my size. This is a size 7. The only thing that sucks is that the brim has broken, but it is what it is. It's going to be a brittle brim for those who get caps from back in the day. But it's always interesting to see how different manufacturers have different patterns, and Roman Pro also makes the Cooperstown version of this cap, or did when they were still around in business. But definitely this cap shows the interesting era of the 80s where teams went wild with trying to figure out what their identity was. Eventually the Sox in 1990 moved back to their old school black caps with socks and classy uniforms. But certainly this was an interesting cap to see with the likes of Carlton, Fisk, Harold Baines, and Lamar Hoyt as your Cy Young pitcher. Anyway, till next week. See ya.